Come on, wake up. Wake up. I'm up. So, what do you see? All right, all right. I mean, even though I drew it, I'm not even sure. You know, this happened when you started to understand. Okay, so it's obviously showing duality. It's showing that the right side is one aspect, and then it's being mirrored on the left side. Everything that's happening on the right side, I suppose, is opposite of everything that's happening on the left side. So you have let's see, you have the day and you have the night. So you have light and you have dark. It's also, we have pyramids here and we have a city here. So it's kind of like the past and the future, past and the future. So where's present? Present must be in the center. Okay, the origin. Okay. So the point where we are at the very moment, at this moment right now, is the present. That is the origin. That's where everything starts. It is not the past, it is not the future, it is the present. The past influences the present just as much as the future influences the present. Just like you cannot predict the future, the past at one point was the future, so it wasn't predicted. Um, can we word that differently? Can we make more sense out of that? Let's say you don't know what the future holds, so your present is moving towards the unpredictable future. Once it reaches the future, that future becomes the present. And where you were before, when you were thinking about the unpredictable future, that becomes the past. So now that future is the present. The unpredictable future is the present. And now, once again, you're thinking about an unpredictable future. Therefore, the past was never predictable in the first place. It's just set in stone. What else do you see? So his eyes are stitched closed. Yes. Why? Because in order to understand this, you have to look with something deeper. What is it that you're looking for? What are you looking with? It is I who is looking. So you were there all along. I was there from the beginning. Within me, within everyone. Um, what's with the three triangles? Okay, I'll word the question differently. Or let me see. There's three triangles. They're all the same, except two of them are a complete color of their side. So this one is blue, this one is completely red, and then this one is both blue and red. So one of them is positive, one of them is negative, and one of them is neutral. Um, and then there's an eye above it. And I guess it's looking through the three triangles. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Just say it. I am within you, but there is a veil in between. This veil that I am looking through is a positive, it's a negative. It is divided. I am looking through a division. I have to take sides when I speak. I either speak through the positive or I speak through the negative in hopes that I can make them one. Does everyone have three triangles? Some don't have the veil at all. My eye is pressed against their mind with nothing in between. What's the spiral? What's the spiral coming out of the eye? It is time. It is time. The spiral is time as you understand it. Yes, it begins very tiny and it expands outward, always connected to itself. There is a moment of time in the positive, and there is a moment of time in the negative. This is like the ebb and flow, the principle of rhythm. The pendulum swing to the left is the pendulum swing to the right. Simply put, extreme suffering leads to extreme ecstasy. If you experience happiness, it will be but for a moment. It will be but for a moment. You will be happy. That is the pendulum swinging to the right. And then it will compensate and swing to the left to suffering. You cannot be happy forever. But then again, you cannot be sad forever. Everything goes back and forth between these two. This is a principle of the universe. Can you repeat the story of King Solomon? So, King Solomon sent he sent one of his workers out to do a task, an impossible task. He sent one of his workers out to do an impossible task. He asked the worker to find him something that will make him happy when he is sad, and sad when he is happy. It seemed like an impossible task. The worker went out in order to find this thing that will make King Solomon happy when he is sad and sad when he is happy. He ended up going to a jeweler, to a forger, I guess you would call it, a person who would forge. And he explained to him what he needed. He needed something that would make the king happy when he is sad, and sad when he is happy. This jeweler told the worker that he has the perfect thing for him. So the jeweler began to work on something. When he was done, he gave it to the worker. The worker brought it. He was excited. And he knew that this would be the perfect gift, that it was exactly what King Solomon was asking for. It was a ring. It was a ring, and the ring had an inscription around it. So the worker brought it to King Solomon, and King Solomon immediately loved the ring. It was aesthetically pleasing. He loved it. But he didn't understand how it will make him happy when he is sad, and sad when he is happy. So the worker told him to read the inscription. So King Solomon ended up turning the ring and reading the inscription that is wrapped around it. And it said, "This too shall pass." And that's it. Those simple words were enough to encompass the task of making King Solomon happy when he is sad, and sad when he is happy, just by knowing that this too shall pass. Do you see? The pendulum swing to happiness leads to the pendulum swing to sadness. And it repeats. It cycles. There is rhythm in everything. Nothing is still. You cannot be happy forever. This too shall pass. You cannot be sad forever. This too shall pass. Oh, I see. I get it. I get it. So, so that's why you have the couple that is in love, and then you have the couple that seems to have their backs turned to each other as if they had a falling out. So now they're sad. It went from being a happy couple to being a sad couple, but it could go back to being a happy couple. You don't just give up. There are stages. Uh-huh. The yin yang. Although they're separated, but they are the same. What about the lighthouse? What about the lighthouse? The light guides. And that one you understand, but maybe it's personal. Maybe you should keep that one to yourself. Mm, okay, and this side is a tree and an apple with a serpent. How is that opposite? They are the same. The lighthouse guides. The serpent guides. You remember the Yetzer Hara and the Yetzer Hatov. It is not an angel and a devil. They are both angels. They are both guiding. And you are overlooking the spirals. They are everywhere. Yeah, what are the spirals? What are the spirals? And what is Saturn? Chronos, Father Time, the baby eater. Ate a baby. They ate a child? What the Nah, that can't be. You can eat from any fruit and any animal, but you cannot eat from the fruit. You cannot eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, of fruit. Chronos, the baby eater. What? I'm not even gonna touch that. I'm not gonna touch that. Look at the spiral. Yeah, I know, man. I know what you're trying to tell me. That sometimes there's moments of courage, and then it's followed by moments of fear. And right now I'm feeling fear, but it'll become courage. And the fear is explaining that. And why Saturn? You see the picture, but you don't want to explain. There's a lot that you are holding back. Yeah, because what if it's not true? You're not ready. Oh, yeah, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Either ways, it was sidetracking me. We were supposed to be doing the spiral, right? Draw a spiral, not just any spiral. Draw that spiral. Okay. Let's see if I remember. So you have an energy pouring outwards. This is resembling time moving towards the future. And then that energy starts flowing inward. That is time flowing back into itself. And then there's other branches happening within the same timeline. And notice that they are opposite. Yeah, I see that. And then there are even more. But every time that it branches out, an opposite branches out in the opposite. Do you see it? How easy would it be to explain? Huh, nah, that looks hard. They would understand. Okay, so this one is all of these are happening at the same time. Right now, since I only have one hand, and huh, all right, I just don't want to complicate it. So okay, you have one spiral coming outwards, expanding, and at the same time, it is creating this offshoot, which is also creating another opposite offshoot. And then once it starts becoming time going into itself, it creates more offshoots that have opposite offshoot. And any offshoot that you have is followed with a mate. Hmm. That is kind of beautiful. It is beautiful because of symmetry. So those spirals are dimensions of time. Everything that occurs has an opposite. One spiral from the positive is followed by another spiral in the negative. Huh. Karma? Whatever you plant, you will reap. Reap and sow. That is beautiful, man. And I did this without knowing. Shut the ego up. It wasn't for it to look pretty. It was much more. Your mind is a tool. It's funny how you don't even understand your own work. because it is not your work. All right, I'm getting tired. I'll leave it here. The left and the right, they are the same.